So yeah. Anyway,
Well, did she ever get to the point of why she was? Can we skip to the end?
No,
Is there like 20 seconds of like?
Well, look, you know what? I wonder. You know what I wanted to, and I wanted to know your take on this, specifically you. So I'm watching that thing. She was 17 when all this went down.
Right.
They tried her as an adult. Mm-hmm. Go ahead, have fun.
Well,
but go ahead, yeah, because
17 or 18.
Here's how I imagine
17
you
or 18.
think of this. You're gonna try.
okay. When have I ever done that? Go ahead.
Right now.
So let me get this straight.
What is this?
You gonna try her as an adult?
No, I think that this is what pisses.
But if I look at her, I'll go to jail.
You know, I think that's from you.
No, but for real.
No, but if that's the point you're trying to make,
Yeah.
1,000%.
No, yeah. See,
No,
this,
because
here
it's
we
like,
go.
here's the thing. So you're saying it's like a person. This is what they're saying. This 17-year-old girl.
See, he's doing it already.
Made
Yeah, he is.
No. The 17-year-old girl. She committed a crime, and we're saying she knew exactly what she was doing.
I knew he was going to be saying this.
Okay.
I imagined you doing it.
She knows exactly what she was doing, so then therefore she's going to jail.
Right.
But you know what would have changed it?
What?
If there was old dick around.
Yep.
Eric it up.
If there was old dick around, all of a sudden it'd be like, she cannot make choices for
Yeah,
herself.
yeah.
All of
Yeah.
a sudden she is stupid.
Yeah.
But like, but this.
No, I know. It's weird.
No, it's different because this is why that's just public sentiment. The law is the law. And
No, I understand.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
The law is like, they're like,
Right.
nah, you know what's going on. Like if a 15-year-old, at a certain point, we're saying you're not a complete idiot.
I mean, but don't.
You're not a complete, like you just did something that's so terrible. We're like, nah, you're not going to juvie.
But
You're going to fucking prison because of what you did.
So then, but that's fine. But then, what's the cutoff? Because there has to be a cutoff.
No, I think it's case by case.
Really?
17.
And that's why you go to. That's why you're in court. Like that's why you have lawyers.
Well, that's what the law thinks.
That's
is
the
case
law.
by case.
Yeah. So the law takes it case by case. So for 15-year-old, I think they take what was happening in the account. Sometimes I think it's about the action and the motivation for the action about what was happening. Like and then they decide at that point. And in this case, there's so much around that it's like no, you know what's going on. I think they just go, the context of it. It's like, what's happening. So, no.
I think the severity of the crime, too. Like, she murdered two kids.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, but also, too, like, if you're 17, like, it's June, and, and then, you're going to be 18 in August.
Yeah, no, I understand that. I just wonder, I guess when I saw that, I was like, oh, they do that. And what makes it so they can push that
you make
through?
a good point, Chris.
No, what makes it so you can push that through? Like what is it? It's the
Severity of the crime.
severity of the crime has got to be one of the things.
Well,
right?
I mean, when you...
And her intent, too. It was all planned.
Right,
I'm saying the problem with the internet is that it has no concept, or it doesn't bring the law into effect. But when you're in court, when the court comes around and the statutes and all the different levels of whatever the crime is, even if it's like you're assault, for instance.
Yeah.
There's aggravated assault. There's like what I mean. There's actually like 10 or 15 probably assaults.
Damn, you only knew one though, Eric.
Huh?
You only knew one.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm tryrying to tell you. That's what I'm saying.
Like there's aggravated assault. There's others.
Salt. You put salt on fries. There's Salt, the movie with Angelina Jolie.
No, but I mean, it's like murder. There's first degree murder, second degree murder,
Third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh.
Third degree.
There's what is it? Manslaughter. There's first degree manslaughter. There's voluntary manslaughter.
Right.
They have all
He's
these.
killing it with the killing.
I'm just saying there's different. I'm saying, but I think for a lot of the stuff, there's different levels. But on social media, there's only one.
Of course, yeah.
It's just murder, or it's just whatever it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
social media is very black and white.
yeah, it's very black and white, but they don't care about. But thankfully, there is a due process. But there's no due process when it comes to like people destroying someone's life with like terrible.
Reputation.
Yeah, but
You know what I mean?
yeah, sure, okay, yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, so I mean, if you wonder, like, I'm never surprised by a 15, 16-year-old does a crime and they're like, well, they're trying them as an adult. And then you hear the crime and you go, well, yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
It's horrific.
Built a kill box, and
No, there was that one where the two girls,
right.
they were jealous of this one girl who was her best friend for a long time, whatever it was, and then they beat her to
Oh,
death.
that one's horrible. Horrible.
And it's like they planned it out. So it's like,
Yep.
yes, but they're young girls, and they
Yeah, no, that's...
you know what I mean? It's like,
well,
but
that's...
they did this, what, how much grace do you give someone?
Right. Well, that's my question.
Yeah, so I think it's just case by case.
Yeah.
You just go, ooh, they should suffer. I don't know. I mean, so just a terrible, it's all terrible is what I'm saying. And I also...
Chris D'Elia thought he was just going to do a little impersonation of Mr. Potato Head Montez from Workaholics, Eric Griffin. And then Eric Griffin hit him back with no, that's what you'd be into, bringing up the allegations. Did D'Elia think he was just going to sit back there and talk about 17-year-olds and that not get brought up? See, the thing is why I like Mr. Potato Head on this show in particular is he's not really that funny, but he pays complete attention to like the subreddit and all the content creators and stuff. And he will bring all of that stuff up on the podcast, and he does again later during this podcast. And that's the way he'll always get back at these dudes who, like, when D'Elia is just going to do impersonation of him. And it's like, Montez is the least black guy ever. But when those got brought up, even D'Elia had to laugh about it, because you got to tip your hat to Montez. That was a pretty good one. D'Elia thought, like, why do they charge 17-year-olds as adults? And why don't they do that for everything else? And it's like, yeah, D'Elia, we know you wish that, Mr. Wait, you can save a Snapchat? But like I've always said, not only that aspect, like Montez is needed on the show because he fills a purpose. He kind of moves the show along and stuff, whereas, one would think that'd be Cheddar Bob's job, but no. But I just love the fact that D'Elia got smashed right to his face, and he really had no comeback to it. And he was a little heated afterwards and kept going back and forth, but pretty good line. I mean, D'Elia, though, unlike Callan, you got to remember, D'Elia's career in Hollywood destroyed as well, and he was going to have a much bigger career. He was going to be in the Army of the Dead, but D'Elia was like going to be the guy. But unlike Callan, D'Elia can still sell tickets and stuff like that, and he still tours and still makes a bunch of dough. And his podcast, his own one, is still successful. He still has a lot of 17-year-olds watching him, I guess. But the fact that he ended up on this show, I always wondered, what do you think D'Elia makes? I mean, if Callan's making $25,000 a month, you got to assume Schaub is paying D'Elia more. Although, does D'Elia know how much Callan makes? So does D'Elia know to ask for more? I mean, Schaub has admitted that the Golden Hour is the number one thing within his network. I don't know, but let me know your thoughts in the comments.